Okay, can y'all hear me now? I think I got this on now. I didn't jumped on here late and trying to I was just a talking, Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Like I said, I have been dealing with so many health issues, and I thank you so much. I even posted, I had cut the video to where you had talked about, and I had where you had talked about my channel, and I put it, clipped it, and put it on my TikTok and my Facebook because you're just awesome. Um, like I said before, is the title is I'm tired of being sick and tired. When you get at a certain point, in your life, whether you um, are developing certain illnesses or sicknesses or comorbidities, um, going to the doctor, really, you don't ever hear the best news. It seems like every time I go to the doctor, there's a problem. And the first thing people say is, well, you don't look sick. Hmm. Well, people that have mental illness, they don't look sick, do they? People that may have heart problems, they don't look sick, do they? And it had gotten to the point, like during like work wise, that I found myself explaining all the time. You know, oh well, why aren't you feeling well today? Oh, and you trying to explain to bosses that, you know, that your health isn't well, or that, you may be dealing with, illnesses that people don't see. I actually have multiple heart disorders. I have an arrhythmia, and I also have, it's called supraventricular ectopy. And it's where my heart has two different heartbeats in my upper chamber and in my lower chamber. Some days are really tough. Like it's hard for me to go to the gym and work out because I feel like I'm going to faint, or, because I want to go to the gym. Like, how some people, you see that they're heavy or they may be overweight, and they're overweight for a reason, that a lot of people just, when I had got 320 some pounds, everybody was, oh, like I just sat around and ate potato chips every day. Hey Helen. Um, and it's crazy because it's like I never um it's like I never wait a minute. I'm trying to do this really quick. All right. Okay, why didn't it go off? Oh God. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I can't. Okay, there we go. Um, it's hard, when you said you did it, and I'm proud of you. I know, Helen, it's been a really rough ride. I got diagnosed too with fibromyalgia, and it has been really tough. Um, I've also had 7 surgeries in my abdominal area. Um, and I may have to have another surgery because they found there is a growth, or what they call it, a mass inside my stomach, that has been growing for the past 6 years. And it's crazy to me because it's like something is growing inside of me that ain't a baby. It's like, what? But it has been one rough ride for me after another. Emotionally, it has been physical. Um, it has just been crazy. And that's just like, to get off the subject. Do y'all know they just found the person that killed Pop? Are y'all serious? What? We in Pop mode today. Hey, okay. But yeah, like it's like Pac says, how long will they mourn me? And it's like you get so, tired of people that, treat you a certain kind of way because you have medical conditions, or because you're not able to work as hard as someone else, or because you're not able to do certain things that other people may not be able to do. It's not fair, period, to be treated a certain kind of way, you know? And I basically, it dawned on my heart when I first really tried to really figure out who I was as a person. And believe it or not, I'm 50 years old. And it took me a long time to figure out who I was as a person. Um, because it's like when in your life, you get in relationships with people and it's all the wrong people. Um, People that didn't want to see you survive with things you're doing, or you could be in secret competition with somebody you love. Um, I think it's ridiculous personally, but I mean, people are really, really mean, and people are really callous. Like people I've been in relationships with, even I've noticed that it's hard to be in relationships when you have multiple comorbidities. Um, a lot of people don't accept that, sometimes you don't digest food well, or sometimes, you get up in the morning and you're dizzy, or sometimes you get up in the morning and you don't want to get up. You wake up, but you don't want to get up. And that's like some of the most hurtful feelings in the world is when you wake up in the morning, but you can't get up. Sometimes with this fibromyalgia, it makes me feel stiff. It makes me feel like my whole body is numb. And some days I don't want to get up. And some days I don't want to be bothered. But, you know, we all have things that we are dealing with in life. And I made this channel to create a family, not just, oh, I come on here to, stab people in the back. Yeah, I'm going to talk about relationships. Yeah, I'm going to talk about my exes. Yep, I'm going to talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about on my channel. This is my channel. So, you know, when this ex drug user and everyone else tries to shoot shots at me for what I say or what I say on my channel, let me say this right now. I don't care about what you feel. If you are a ex, if you are anything close to anything or anybody I've ever been with, I don't care what you fucking think. Because yeah, like they say, it's your truth and then there's mine, but then there's the truth. Okay? There's your story, there's my story, and then there's the truth. And that is one thing that I plan on doing on this channel is telling my truth. It's been so many shots taken at me and so many shots people coming for me. I said to myself when I first had decided to make a channel that I was going to shoot shots back. Yeah, I'm going to treat people how they treated me. I'm going to shoot shots right back like they did me, or I'm going to treat them like they did me, or I'm going to blast them like they did me. But you know what? Don't nothing come good to people like that are vindictive, that are hurtful. Nothing comes to people like that. And even though I have been treated in some of the worst ways possible. I still exhibit love. And even though I may mention some exes and things just to use them as um, examples of what I'm going through, examples of what I've been through, I still send them off with love because at the end of the day, love is the highest vibration that you can give or receive. And it feels good when you're in love, don't it? It makes you feel like you can jump mountains and you know, if you ain't never had a full-time job in your life, you get that love in your life that make you feel like you can go and get that job and you can go and do all those wonderful great things that you need to do because love makes you feel that way. I really wasn't sure what I was going to talk about when I came on here today. Um, I I kind of was really nervous, and I'm really nervous talking about myself. Um, I, everybody said, you should write a book. Yes, it is beautiful, isn't it? I heart. And everybody was, you should write a book. You should write a book. I said, ninjas don't read no more. And people cracked up laughing. They was like, girl, you crazy. I said, how many ninjas that you know personally pick up a book and sit down and read it and stay quiet enough to read a book at that? Hmm. You tell me. It's very few. I bet you can name it on one hand. How many people actually sit down and read a book? So I said, well, I said, you should tell your story. Well, I'm going to tell my story while I help others. I'm going to tell my story while I build this limitless butterfly family. I'm going to tell my story while this limitless butterfly channel and family, while we build stronger foundations for each other. Because, sometimes people just need to know that there's someone out here like them, that there's someone else out there going through what you're going through. There's someone else. And there's so many people that has gone through heartbreaks, that are going through health conditions, that don't find themselves to be very strong. And there are a lot of people out here that don't have nobody to love or call their own. I worked with homeless population for the past 6 years. And it's one of the most heart-wrenching things that you could ever see and that you could ever see. I had one particular client. She was 16. She had been homeless because her mother um, put her out for being for not being the gender, not being a her. Okay. And she let her stepfather beat her. The mother let the stepfather beat her till she was almost unrecognizable in the face. She had been sleeping in one of our parking lot, like our inside parking lots. She had been sleeping there. And I asked her how long she had been gone from home. And she said a couple of weeks. And it was really cold outside at this point. Like, I'm talking about colder than it is now. And she says, I don't have anybody and nobody loves me. And when she came into the center, I said, well, I love you. She said, you don't even know me. How you love me? You don't even know me. And I looked her in her face and I said, I love you. And I'm going to do what I can do to help you get out of this situation. And I worked with her. She couldn't read well. Um, I helped her with like her resume. I helped her fill out like, for her medical, her food stamps. I got help her get all this stuff together. And for a while we had lost touch. And I tell you, the benefits of this job is one of the most wonderfully gratifying jobs I've ever had in my whole life. Um, it was some months later she came back and I said, "Where you been?" And she said, "I got a place." I said, "You do?" I said, "Are you living with somebody?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, no, 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 no. We're not going to do that." And I said, "You're couch surfing?" And she, "Yeah, I'm couch surfing." "No, we're not going to do that. We glad that you in the house, but we going to get you together." Okay. And she was, to see the smile on someone's face when you help them is so gratifying. I mean, I thought at first that I wouldn't like my job. When I first had like started, I started out as like an advocate, and I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, but because it was very overwhelming. Um, a lot of the kids with drug addictions and mental illness, and it's kind of it's mind blowing in a way to um, to really see these kids like, y'all. I mean, and some of these kids have kids and they're living in cars. Anyway, I hope this young lady get herself together. The joy on her face, it radiated, the joy in her heart radiated to her outside. And it was like she was glowing. She was so happy. And those are the things that make you feel good about the job, providing her with clothing, providing her with, things for her house. You know, and just looking back at some of the children that I have helped and assisted and um, helped them get their lives together is it's a wonderful feeling. And I always knew my whole life that I would do something to help people because I loved love. I always loved love, you know? I was always that person that a person could come to and the shoulder to cry on. Even when I needed a shoulder, I still could lend mine. Mine still works. You know, I still don't know why I did this channel, but I know in my heart it's telling me I did the right thing. And in my heart, I know that I'm going to reach more people than I ever have. I didn't want to get emotional, but I'm an emotional person. I'm an Aries. We strong. We built to last. And we will go through it, but we can be a blubbery mess. A whole blubber mess. You know, I started out um, my spiritual journey um, a couple years ago. And it was so crazy because at the time I'm traveling, I'm doing things. Hi, Lily. Is that Leah? Leah, or Leah? Um, I started this journey really confused um, until I realized that my grandmother been doing this all my life. It's certain things that was going on around me I didn't even know was really going on around me. Okay. Oh, Helen, you so sweet. You sweet. And that's, you know what, Helen, I feel like I said, I love love. And that day that I saw you, I heard you cry before I came in the door. It did something to my heart. And like I said, I never want a person around me to be hurt. I never want a person around me to be sad. You know, and I've always been taught how to put my best foot forward. But anyhow, the day that I found out that I was stuck with spirituality, I had me and my son. My son is a performer, and he's also spiritual. And my son just said, "Mom, we hung out. We do our little hangout, mom and son hangout day sometimes." And so he said, "Mom, let's go to the spiritual shop." I said, "What's in there?" He said, "You'll see." He said they got stones and stuff like that. And he was like, "Mom, just pick out whatever calls to you." I said, "Whatever calls to me? What is you talking about?" I was so confused. He said, "Mama, just, you know, whatever calls to you, whatever, you're attracted to it for a reason. You're attracted to that stone for a reason." So I'm like, okay. We went and had lunch, and then we went to the spiritual store. So we walking around the spiritual store, and I'm like, okay, nothing. What does he mean calling out to me? Like, is just something gonna jump out at my ass or what, right? So I looked around at some, stones and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, this is really pretty, and oh, this is really pretty. And we was getting ready to leave. And as I turned the corner to the aisle, it was like something had stood in front of me. And it was like I did that, like I'm walking. It wasn't done there that I could physically see, but it was like something just stopped me. So I'm like, what the heck? So I'm standing here and I'm like, so I go to my right, and there was this jar of blue stones. And I was like, well, I asked the lady, I said, what does this stone mean? And I think it was called, let me think of the right name. It's a light blue stone. I had a book here. Okay. It was a light blue stone. And when I tell y'all, it stopped me clean in my tracks. Like I couldn't move. It was almost like my body was frozen. And my son was like, "Mama, come on." I was like, "I can't go nowhere." I said, "You told me the whatever called to me." And he was like, "Yeah." I'm trying to find a stone, you guys, so I don't say the wrong stone, but I think it's a light blue stone. I think I want to say it's not aquamarine. Um, Hold on. I hate when I be talking and then I can't find what I'm looking for. But anyhow, it was a stone that for some reason I could not leave that store until I had bought it. I know it was a blue stone, like baby something. Why do I want to say? Trying to think which. It wasn't blue lace agate. It was that color, but it was like more of a lighter blue. And the lady, with the crazy thing about it was that when it didn't let me leave the store, I was like, oh my God. And I asked the lady, I said, well, what does this stone mean? And she said it brings me closer to my ancestors. And I was so thrown. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? I said, a stone can make you do that. And I sat with that lady and we talked for like 15 minutes. And my son was just, he was, come on, ma. I was like, you the one you want to, now you want to bring me here. Now you want me to come on. So now you don't want to rush me. But it was a blue stone and it brings you closer to your ancestors. I can't think when you wear it. Because I know there's a couple of them that actually do. You're supposed to wear it when you meditate, the for the most part. She told me you have to wear it when you meditate. Ah, yeah, yeah. Yo, I'll be looking for this forever. But anyway, so it was so crazy because that day after I bought the stone, I bought the bracelet, and it was like 15 minutes after I bought this bracelet, this lady messaged me, and she was like, do you have a spiritual advisor or guide or something? And I'm like, oh God, here. I said, I done brought on the I didn't brought on the wait a minute. I didn't brought on the spiritual folk. So my son, I said, boy, yes, it was. I'm sorry, y'all. It's the pink. It is. Sorry, y'all. It is the blue lace agate bracelet. And then I think I bought a howlite bracelet too because they said that it helps with sleep. So I got a whole book. This is like an awesome book, you guys. It's the crystals directory. And then it got like many different crystals in there. And it says like the different shape of the crystals, the colors, what they mean, what manifestation basics and different stuff like that, what you wear them for, all of that. This is a really nice book. And then at the end they have all of the um stones listed. It's a really, really, really cool book. This book here, the Crystals Directory. And it's good to have it, especially when I notice sometimes that um I feel really low and kind of emotional sometimes. And like I may wear either the blue agate or um the one I just bought was not I bought one for my sacral chakra. Um I try to buy different pieces and different things too. Of course, they all do different things. But anyway, that was my first like real situation at a spiritual store. And I didn't think that, like I said, when my son said let it call out to you, I thought he was tripping until I couldn't leave the store until I bought that bracelet. And then we went to one of his friends. He had like an album release. And my son, like while he was talking about his album and things, my son looked at me, he tapped me, and he said, Mom, He said, he said, no, he said, Mom, this should be me up here talking about my album. And I said, son, bring it into existence. And I held his hand and I said, close your eyes. That's you up there. No. And he just looked at me and he was like, Ma, he said, it is going to be me up there. I said, it sure the hell is. You best believe it. Best believe it. It was like a whole lot of things opened up for me that day. Um, my heart chakra was opened. My head was opened. And I swear, like some of the moments that I've had is beautiful with my son. And he is so spiritually guided. He is, oh my God, like he has this aura around him and about him that is just simply beautiful. And I'm so grateful for my son. I only have one son. My son is an adult. He is an entertainer. Y'all can follow him too. Also on YouTube is Ray Hudson, Rai, and then Hudson, Hudson. Um, my son is gonna hit hard. He gonna hit him real hard in this music game because he's so universal. My son went to American Idol in Tennessee. He met Lionel Richie, Katy Perry, and Luke Bryan. Um, you know, we all got a chance to meet them, and it was it was one of the most coolest experiences. It was when American Idol had first started back some years ago, and we went to Chicago for him to audition. So we had drove from Milwaukee to Chicago so he can audition for American Idol. So the first time we went, he won Milwaukee Idol here. Um, and I don't know if I could do it while you're. Hold on, let me see something. Try that again. It says it's not letting me do it. I guess I have to do it after. I don't know. I'm confused here. How do you add moderators? I have no clue what the hell I'm doing. You don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I don't know. You have to do it later. Do you do it when you off of here or what? I just don't know. Maybe you do. But anyhow, we went to Chicago. He because he won Milwaukee Idol here. So he won Milwaukee Idol and he was on the news and everything. And then he won um we went to Chicago. So he didn't have to stand in line very long. I think we stood in line about 2 hours. And trust and believe, 2 hours, and you going to American Idol and you got lines and lines and lines and lines and lines of people. 2 hours is like a hop, skip, and a jump. So we waited 2 hours, and then he got to sing for uh, the people that was there, and then they asked him to come back the next day to sing with the executive producer. So he came back. We came back the next day. He sang with the executive producers, and then they gave him the go ahead. And then he went to Tennessee and sang for Luke Bryan, Katy Perry, and Lionel Richie, which was awesome. And Lionel Richie actually loved my baby, by the way. Um, he loved him. He just like, oh my God, you're so amazing. And and yeah, I was a pleased mom. I really was. That made me a happy camper. I was a happy mom. Them sons are just I don't know. I'm glad I had a son. I'm not saying if I had a girl that it would be any different, but I love my son. I love me son. So I don't know. It's just something about boys, and it's something about them boys to where you just know that you are protected, to where you know that I don't know, you just feel a sense of protection with a son versus, um, having a girl and you having to protect her kind of thing. Um, but like I said, it made my transition into spirituality so much better, with my son being spiritual. And like I said, then I found out all my life my grandmother was. All my life. Like my grandmother always kept a candle burning. And we used to be like, why do grandma always, keep candles burning? She never told us. She never said, oh, I keep them, for this reason or that reason. No. And then we realized like certain jewelry she wore. And like we couldn't even enter my grandmother's house. Girl, we come in our grandmama house, y'all, and get the oil cross down our whole forehead, We get the big old oil cross on our forehead, and she's praying before we could come in the house. And we didn't understand. We didn't understand it at first because, when we would go to church with our grandmother, we went to like a lot of sanctified churches, a lot of sanctified. Now, going to like those sanctified churches, they hollering, oh Jesus, and they fall all out on the floor. And it used to scare us as kids, like we didn't understand back then, like, am I gonna fall on the floor? Like, I mean, that's kind of how we felt like. And so, how they have you go through the aisle, the pastor say, all the new people, come on, walk on through, So my grandma, get up there. So we like, I gotta get up here, dang. So we walking through the aisle. And so me and my sister hold the hands tight as hell. Like, so I said, I wonder if we gonna I said, sister, she's like, what? I said, I wonder if we gonna fall out like that. And she was like, I don't know. I, I'm scared. I said, me too. So we get up there and you got a talent and you got to share it with the world and all this. And he just put his hand on my head and, oh, Jesus, glory to Jesus and stuff like that, saying all this stuff and put his hand right here and on my head all rough. And I'm looking like, dude, like you kind of rough with it, right? So I didn't fall down all on the ground and start kicking and screaming and running around the church talking about Jesus. So I didn't know if it worked. So my sister come and then he did the same thing to her and we just looking. So we just kind of got this look right here. Cause we thought for sure we was gonna fall out. We was gonna fall out. Oh, hallelujah. And we was gonna go run around the church. So then me and my sister was confused then because we looking like, like, why didn't I fall all out? So so we get back, we get the car right, because grandma didn't allow us to talk in church. Period. Okay. Period. So we had to wait till after church. And I said, Grandma, I said, why didn't people fall out, Grandma? Why they fall all on the floor? What happened to them? And because as kids you don't understand, so you're trying to understand what's going on in church, like your grandma, my grandma didn't warn me and say, oh, people gonna be falling all over the ground and they dress gonna be flying all up and I'm gonna be seeing underwears and different stuff like that. This is a lot to be saying in church, okay? So it's like, okay, you sitting, you like, okay, well, I don't really understand. So my grandma said, well, that means that they have the Holy Spirit in them. So as kids, we was like I was like 10 or 11, and my sister is 3 years younger than me. So we didn't really understand. And I said, so that mean I don't have the Holy Spirit? And we were so confused. I said, so that means that I don't have the Holy Spirit in me? Or ain't the Holy Spirit supposed to be good? Why didn't I fall out and say glory and run around the church and all it? Why didn't I do that? And then my grandma was like, well, everybody don't do that. We were so confused that we went home to our mom. And when we went home, I was like, Ma, I was like, I'm confused. And she said, about what? I said, when the pastor prayed for me and Aisha, we didn't fall on the ground and run around and start acting crazy. And she said, well, baby, everybody don't do that. Hmm. I'm so I mean, I just, as a kid, you just, when you like, and then like going to church with my mom was more of a predominantly Caucasian church. So they, oh no, 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 no. And everybody stay in one spot and sing certain songs and pick up the psalms, and everybody singing the song together, and everything is so in order. Ain't nobody falling out, and 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 the choir is oh lo 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 lo, and all the choir is just singing. It's like, okay, see, they ain't got the jamming music like grandma church got. Okay, so we understanding the differences in the churches. So I was like, dang, I was like, but why don't they fall out and do all that at grandma church? For mama church. They do that. They'll do it at grandma church. We just didn't understand it, but we were subject to different religions to where we were able to try to find ourselves as individuals. Our mother made sure that we did have different outlets to, figure out who we were as people, and, where we were going to be and where we were going to be headed in our lives. And I'm telling y'all, I didn't think that I would ever be on here talking anything about my life. But all I can say is look at God and look at how wonderful, Most High is, and the things I've been through. Um, we're going to start to really define on some different subjects matter. Tuesday is just going to be, just a chit chat, random things. Um, I haven't decided whether I'm going to do Thursdays or not because I just started back school. And so I know for sure I'm going to do Tuesday evenings for sure. I'm really not sure about Thursdays just yet, only because I just started school yesterday, well, back school, and from having a break. So I got to see, like, as far as how, my how like my workload is going to be. So I would know for sure if I'm going to do 2 nights a week. Um, I am currently in school for psychotherapy. Um, I graduated from Purdue University Global for the sciences of addictions. Um, and I did the, I graduated in 2020 um, with my bachelor's, and then went back for my grads. Um, as well as, having the experience and the experiences that I have in life. I also have the professional um, expertise, gaining the professional expertise to be able to, differentiate the professionalism versus the personal. Being able to have ethics against morals, because a lot of times people don't realize that um, being ethical sometimes create morals, or it sends, like, your morals are personal. Having ethics is like rules. It's kind of like rules. You can't do that, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, because it just ain't the right thing to do. Okay. But like I said, I plan on being done, or closer to my doctrines by 2026. So, as well as me telling you all of these personal things about me, and leaving it all open for, you guys to talk to me. Um, if you want to leave a comment, you can do so. I think I have my email listed. Let me make sure. I'm just going to make sure I say it on here, so then you guys all know my email. Um, Hold on a second. Okay. Okay. I do have a email account. It is limitless butterfly life sensei, and it's at Gmail. So I just want to make sure that that is my only email is limitless butterfly life life, and sensei is at Gmail. Um, why does this look so funny? Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. What the heck? Yep. Limitless butterfly life sensei. It's at Gmail. I think I have it posted. I am accepting anytime people want to talk, or coach through an issue, or want a biased opinion. I'm definitely here for it. Um, like I said, I've been through so much, and I can sit and talk about my life all day long. Um, but one thing I realize is that we all need somebody. We all need somebody. And regardless of how, everybody want to feel like they can do it on their own, we all need somebody. Even if it's just a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on. Um, you know, I have definitely, overcome a lot of obstacles. And, like I said, I love love. I am lovable, and I love, and I love to be loved, and I exhibit love. And here in this channel, your religion is love. That's my religion. It's love. And hopefully yours is too. And you're willing to meet new people and to exhibit new things. Now, I'm not expecting, you know, um, how can I say this? Um, I don't want pity. That's not why I'm here. Um, I've dealt with enough pity. I've been pitied enough. I've been pitiful myself. So I've had enough pity. Um, Through my pain, I have developed strength, and I have developed power through all of my pain. Um, I guess that's why I'm strong as I am today, because I had took that pain and made it my power. I took that pain and I twisted it about, and I made it work for me. You take those bad things that happen in your life, or considered bad things that happen in your life. You take those bad things in your life and you think about what you learned from them. What did you get out of what happened? You know, like if you and your significant other break up, you know, oh, woe is me, it's all my fault. Never. It's never all your fault. It takes two. But realize what you learned from that, the things that you've learned from that heartbreak. What is something that you'll never do again? What is something that you like, you know what? I'll never do that again. I learned this and I'll never do that again. And you don't do it anymore. And you continue to go on. That's how you make your pain your power, because you continue to move forward. You continue to be steadfast. You continue to be strong. You continue to persevere everything that you've gone through. When people has tried to stop me, defy my name, put me all over social media, I'm a prostitute, I'm a hoe and a drug addict. Boy, oh boy, I got a whole lot of issues, don't I? But I'm not letting it stop me from my successes. And I'm not going to let it stop me for anything that I have going on in my future endeavors. Because I'm going to tell you, no matter what you do in life, people going to talk. No matter what you do, how you do it, people going to talk about your ass. It's a given. But you got to realize and you got to sort that shit out in your head on how to figure this out, how to figure that out. It took me a long time to realize my own worth because my self-esteem was so low, because I was so sick. I didn't love myself very much. But now, baby, you best know. You see the love in me when you look at me. That's the beauty of healing. That's the beauty in growing. That's the beauty in becoming something in your life that you have never become. Sometimes love, no, not sometimes, all the time, love is healing. So if you don't know or don't have anyone else to love you, I love you. I'll motivate you. You can do it. You're the best. You are limitless. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are amazing. And I honestly think that I'm going to leave the night off in that. Now, I would like for those few that are still listening, if you can think about a subject matter that you would possibly want talked about on this channel, I don't care what it is. We will find a way to talk about it and to get through it. So if anyone have any ideas or anything that they would like to talk about, um, like to converse about, remember my email is limitlessbutterflylifesensei@gmail. You can email me, we can chat back and forth, or we can do a whole segment on here. Anything that anyone may feel that they need, just that little push. I'm here to push you. Even though a lot of the times, you know, I've had to push myself, and I needed people to push me. But the reason I'm here, who knows? My ear is ringing very high pitched right now. That's because I don't know why it's ringing, but it's my right ear and it's really high pitched. It feels a little crazy right now. Hold on a second. I can barely hear what I'm saying. It's kind of weird. I hate that when that happens. But here, you are limitless. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are resilient. You are powerful. You are amazing. Always know that. And like I said, if anything that you would like to talk about, leave in the comments, and I'll definitely read my comments. And always remember that my religion is love.